All of you, welcome back to course Artificial Intelligence. So our today's topic of video is Introduction to Knowledge Representation and its properties. Now in this video we are going to understand what is a concept of knowledge representation. But before discussing about the concept of knowledge representation, first of all we need to understand what do you mean by knowledge. How can you define a knowledge? Suppose I ask you a simple question. Most of the time we heard this word knowledge, but can you define what do you mean by knowledge? So I can say that knowledge is nothing but a understanding of a human being about a particular subject. Okay, let's say we are saying that particular person is a knowledgeable person in a specific domain. You are saying that a particular person is having very good knowledge of politics. Particular person is having very good knowledge of finance. So that person is having knowledge means what? That person is having understanding about the particular subject. So in this case that subject is a finance, means that person has acquired a good knowledge, that means good understanding about all the concepts that is used in the finance. So in case of finance, n number of terms are there. Maybe the case that the common person is not able to understand the various term that is being used in the field of finance. That's why we are saying that particular person is having very good knowledge in the finance. So knowledge means what? It's a understanding about each and every concept in a particular subject. So this is what a knowledge. And now next thing is, why do we require knowledge? We understand what do you mean by knowledge, it's okay, but the thing is that next we need to understand why there is a need of knowledge. So knowledge can be used in order to solve a various problem. Just like that nowadays we are facing corona pandemic, and in this case most of the time you may heard that our RBI governor is coming and changing the policy, monetary policy. In that case you may heard about that there is a change in the repo rate, there is a change in the interest rate. So they are making changes in order to boost our economy. We know that in corona pandemic our economy, the deflation, inflation is very high. So in order to boost the economy, they understand that these are the measures that we can take in order to boost our economy. So is it possible for me or you to give a suggestion or to give some measure which can help us to boost the economy? No, they are the knowledgeable person, they have the complete study about this, and then they can use this knowledge in order to boost the economy. That means what is our problem? In order to boost the economy of our country, we need to apply, we need to have some measure. So is it no, it is not possible for me or you to have a measure. So for that purpose they will ask the person who is having knowledge in the economics to suggest some measures so that our economy can be boosted. Now my intention is what? My intention is to tell you that we understand the knowledge. Now we understand what is the use of knowledge. Knowledge can be used in order to solve many problem. It can be a complex problem, it can be a simple problem, or it can be an intermediate problem. Means in order to solve any particular problem we require the knowledge. Knowledge means what? We require understanding about the various concepts related to that. Means in order to solve the problem of economics we'll ask that RBI governor and other person. Now similarly, in order to take a decision about the vaccine, whether RBI governor is the right person to give a decision about which vaccine to be allowed, which vaccine not to be allowed. Is it a right person? Whether RBI governor is the right person? No, because RBI governor is having a knowledge, a good knowledge in case of a economics field, but he didn't have the knowledge about the medical field. Suppose you want to have a discussion, suppose you want to know that which vaccine we should allow, which vaccine we should not allow. So for that purpose we need to consult a doctor, high academician in the medical field, the person who is having a knowledge. That means my intention is very clear. I want to tell you that what is the use of knowledge. The thing is that knowledge is used to solve a particular problem, or knowledge can also be used in order to take a decision. Without knowledge we can't take a decision. Suppose most of the time, suppose I need to purchase a new second hand car or used car. So in that case what generally we do, we just inspect by ourselves what are the knowledge we have, and then we'll take a thought from a particular mechanic. Why we are doing this? Because that mechanic is having very good knowledge, very good understanding about the automobiles. That's why he can guide you better as compared to that. Means maybe the most of them it may happen that particular car or particular four wheeler is looks like very great outside, but if you see, if you consider its engine and various parts, then in that case it is not in an appropriate condition. So whether you are whether I am a right person, or whether can you judge in a single instant? No, this is not the case. But for that purpose you employ or you ask a particular mechanic to check the vehicle. So that, why is it so? Because that mechanic is having good knowledge about the automobile parts. So that's why knowledge is important. Means the different person have different knowledge about the different domain, different fields. They have the knowledge, means what they have understanding, they have different understanding about the concepts, basics, or in detail study about a particular domain. So this is what the knowledge is. So we understand what is knowledge. It's a understanding about a particular subject. Now next we try to understand what is knowledge representation, or why need to study the knowledge representation. Why we are discussing this? Because we understand what is knowledge, then we understand a knowledge is used to solve a complex problem. Now it is the ability of human being, and we are studying the concepts of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence means what? It's a science of mimicking human intelligence into the machine. Now the ability of a human being to acquire the knowledge, to gain the knowledge, to make use of a knowledge in order to solve a various problem, we want to give this ability to the machine. We want to give this ability to the machine, and for that purpose there is one field called as a knowledge representation. So what is knowledge representation? Knowledge representation is particular branch of AI that is dedicated to represent information in such a way that computer system or machine can utilize it to solve a complex problem. Because we know that your machine is not going to understand directly your language. Means directly, suppose I am writing a English statement, whether it is understandable directly by your machine? No, machine only understand only zeros and ones. So knowledge representation is a specific branch of AI which deals with representation of a knowledge in such a way that machine can understand it, machine can store it, and machine can use it in order to solve a various problem. Because what is the main objective of AI? Main objective of AI is to mimic human intelligence into the machine, and human is having a ability to acquire the knowledge, to use that knowledge, to store the knowledge, and finally use that knowledge to solve a various problem. We want to give same ability to the machine. So for that purpose this branch is there, knowledge representation. And what is the objective of this knowledge representation? Its objective is to express the knowledge in a computer understandable form, so that it can be used to help intelligent system perform well. Means we are saying that particular system is intelligent. Intelligent means what? That person is having good knowledge about a particular subject. Then and then we are saying that particular machine is intelligent, particular person is intelligent. We are saying that particular doctor is intelligent, particular person is intelligent in that particular field. Can we say that particular person is intelligent means he is having knowledge about each and every domain? No, it's not like that. That person is having good knowledge. Knowledge means good understanding about a specific subject, particular domain. So this is how the knowledge representation is. And knowledge representation play very important role in case of artificial intelligence, because in artificial intelligence we are trying to mimic human intelligence into the machine. Now next we try to understand the mapping between fact and representation. Now in this case we need to understand what do you mean by fact. So fact is nothing but a truth in the real world. Means in majorly we can say that we are storing the knowledge in case of a machine in the form of fact. Fact means what? Truth. Truth in the some real world, that means information about the specific domain, so that we are storing. Now here you can see mapping between fact and representation. The thing is very simple. Before that I already given you the example of natural language understanding, NLP, natural language processing. It's one of the example is Alexa. You are giving the instruction to Alexa, play the music. Whether play the music is directly understandable by Alexa? No, Alexa didn't understand your language directly, but it requires conversion. Whatever we are speaking, that has to be converted into intermediate form, which is understandable by Alexa, because Alexa is what? Alexa is a machine, and machine understand only binary language, that is of zeros and ones, but you are talking in the English. So in that case, what we required a natural language processing. So similarly in this case, in order to represent a fact, in order to represent the knowledge, in order to store the knowledge, we need to have mapping. Means we need to, our aim is to store the knowledge in case of a machine, and machine can use it. So this is what a mapping we can see over here. So here we have English representation, that means a knowledge that can be represented in English representation. Then its internal representation will be there, that means conversion of this English statement into a intermediate form which is understandable by machine. And finally you are storing that information, understanding about the particular subject in the form of fact. Fact means what? Some a real world truth. It's a real world truth about a specific domain, so that is being stored. So this mapping between this representation and fact is important. Just like in Alexa, mapping is required. Whatever the statement you are talking, you are saying that play the music, so this is what English statement, so it has to be mapped into the machine understandable form, then and then it can be understandable by machine properly. So in case of this, what we are doing the mapping between facts and representation. English representation is there, here we have internal representation and the fact. So in this case, two-way direction is there, it's a bidirectional in nature. So here we have written FRBR, it means what? It's a backward reasoning and it means forward reasoning. So first of all, English representation is there, we cannot store directly it in your system. So for that purpose, what you need to do, you need to convert it into intermediate form, and then you have to store the fact in the machine in the form of knowledge. Then in order to use the knowledge in order to solve a particular problem, so how it is being used? So in that case, forward reasoning comes into action. So facts is being again converted to internal representation and provided to the user, and it can be used to solve a particular problem. So mapping between facts and the statement is important. Now next we try to understand what are the different different properties of knowledge representation. Okay, now we just understand what is knowledge, what is the use of knowledge, what is knowledge representation. Now the next thing is that we need to understand what are the properties of knowledge representation. Means we want that knowledge representation should be appropriate. If you represent your knowledge appropriately, then it is understandable. So for that purpose, total 4 properties are there for knowledge representation. So we will discuss it one by one. So very first property is that representational adequacy. See, the representation of knowledge play very important role. See, most of the time we heard that particular person, particular student is having very good knowledge about a particular technology, but when it comes to presentation, he or she is not able to represent it properly. See, the representation of a knowledge is very important. Means having a knowledge is important, but representation is important, because most of the time we have seen this problem that student is having excellent knowledge about a particular technology, but when it comes to representation, to any client, they are not able to represent it properly. So how that client come to know that this particular guy is having very good knowledge about the particular technology? That's why representation is important. So representational adequacy is a property, or it's an ability to represent a required knowledge that is needed in that domain. So representation is important. That's why we are asking you to represent your knowledge by using various visualization tool, various graphs. Let's take a simple example. Suppose I need to have comparative analysis of a population of our city in the year of 2000 and in the year of 2020. Suppose I am just telling you the figure that in 2020 that much will be the figure in terms of crore, and in 2000 that much crore of population will be there. In 2020 that much population is there. So in order to represent, in order to understand this population growth in the population or declination in the population, it's better to represent that information with the help of graph. You may use a you may use bar graph, you may use a line graph to represent the population, then it's easy to understand that knowledge. That's why representation of a knowledge is very important, and for that purpose various tools is being provided. Now there is a separate field, data analytics is there, data visualization is there, and number of tools are available. Suppose in case of Python, various libraries are used, such as a matplotlib, seaborn. These are the libraries which is used for graphical representation of a data. Nowadays we understand that suppose we are showing any textual data to anyone, it's difficult to understand that data, but suppose we represent that data with the help of specific graph, specific image, then it's very easy to understand. Now it's our ability, now it's your habit that if somebody is sending me the text message, we generally ignore it, means we are not taking that much interest, but somebody is showing a particular video, particular image, instantly we are looking it. Why? Because we want the graphical representation. Ultimately means we want a graphical representation. That's why I'm telling you, representation of a knowledge in an appropriate format is important. So first property is representational adequacy. Second property is that inferential adequacy. That means it is the ability to use the knowledge to produce new knowledge. Means it's not like that you are just gaining the knowledge, but once you gain the knowledge you have to utilize it to generate the new knowledge. Let's take a simple example. You just understand, you gain a good understanding about deep learning. Okay, you having a good understanding about deep learning. Now you have to use that deep learning to derive new concepts, to derive new conclusion. Okay, you have to come up with a new knowledge. Just like that, it's very good example is that our scientists use their knowledge to generate a vaccine, to develop a vaccine. They have used their medical knowledge, means they have the knowledge about the medical field, but they utilize this knowledge to develop new product. Means this is what inferential adequacy means, the use of knowledge in order to generate a new knowledge. So this is what a second property of knowledge representation means. It should not be the case that you just acquire the knowledge and keep it as it is. You have to apply, you have to gain the knowledge, you have to utilize this knowledge in order to generate a new knowledge. That's why new invention is being done. That's why you we have seen that in most of the product there is a invention. Just take a simple example. In case of a various versions of Windows are coming, that means they are using their knowledge and updating it to produce a new knowledge. So this is important. So this is what a second property, inferential adequacy. Now the third property is that inferential efficiency. What is that? It's ability to direct the inferential mechanism into most productive direction by storing appropriate, right? So what is the meaning of this? Means you have to store some knowledge. This is important thing. Means every time, see, it's not possible to store each and every knowledge. Just like that we are storing a specific fact about that. Means we are saying that notes means what? Short points. Whenever we are asking to whenever we are asking for PPT presentation, so we ask you to put points in the PPT only. Whether we are putting all the paragraphs, no, we are not putting the paragraph, we are just putting the point, so that by reading that point you come to know that I need to explain, you have to represent your knowledge. So this is that point. Inferential efficiency means you have to guide the direction, you need to guide the knowledge representation in appropriate direction by storing the appropriate guide. Means your PPT, what are the points that you put in the PPT, they are acting as a guide for you, because it's difficult for us to direct the flow. See, most of the leaders, they have ability to give a speech continuously without looking at a particular note, but some leaders, what they are doing, they are just reading the note. Okay, so different person have different ability. So inferential efficiency means what? You need to store the important guide, use this to represent your knowledge. So this is what a inferential efficiency. And the last property of knowledge representation is acquisitional efficiency. What is the meaning of that? It's the ability to acquire new knowledge using automatic method. Now we are saying that in case of a machine, it's not possible to store each and every knowledge. Let's take a simple example about expert expert system. We develop means there is a expert system which is being developed called as a mycene. Mycene is one of the expert system developed for the field of medical. So in that mycene, what we have done, we have stored the knowledge about the medical field. And what is the use of that mycene? Mycene is used to diagnose the particular disease. Means you need to enter the symptoms, and according to that it will predict what is a disease that you are suffering from, and according to that what should be the possible way, what should be the medicine that you need to take. So in that case, what we have done, we have just introduced the knowledge, we just embed the knowledge into the machine, so that knowledge is being used. But now there is a corona, new disease, day by day a new disease is coming. So in that case, what we want that expert system should update itself. It should update itself. It's not totally depend on human being to insert the knowledge and then it can update. So it has ability to update itself automatically, rather than reliance on the human intervention. Just like that Google Map is updating continuously. It's updating continuously, because means if you ask for a route, suppose you need to travel from your home to a railway station. So if you are seeing in the morning, it will show different path. Now during the daytime there is a congestion of the traffic. So during the daytime there is a congestion in the traffic, so what you need to do, you will get a different part. But suppose in the midnight, you use a Google Map to have a path from your home to the that railway station. So in that case you are getting different path. Means it is continuously updating. It is not the case that continuously that we are adding the new path, new rules into that. Continuously we are not updating. So it has the ability to update itself, to gain a new knowledge. Then it can be used to solve a particular problem. So Google Map is solving your problem to find the shortest path, which is a better path to move from one location to another. So we think that these are the 4 properties that any knowledge representation system should have. So I hope you understand what is a knowledge, what is the use of knowledge, what is knowledge representation, and why knowledge representation is important, what are the properties are there which are important for knowledge representation. Thank you.